Hello everyone, this is Carla. I hope that you are enjoying your day today. I thought that I would just go through and do a very quick flip through of the Hobonichi planners that I have. The Hobonichi launch is for some people in the US tonight, but it is at 11 a.m. September 1st in Japan time. And so I thought with that coming up super quick, I would just do a real quick flip through of these. I will be completely honest, I have not been using these two regularly. This one is my English version A6 daily. This is my A5 cousin memory keeper, but this one, this has been my jam. This is my Hobonichi Weeks that I've been using pretty consistently since February. So I figured that I would go ahead and start with this one here. I'll put these other ones aside for a quick second. So I have this in a cover that is made by Maria over at Bujo Planner, and I actually have a custom cover coming hopefully very, very, very soon to me. So the reason I have a custom cover is because I normally keep my journal in here as well. This is a B6 Stalogy that I've cut down to a week's size. I did not have to cut the height, I just had to cut the width here. And I usually carry it, and as you can see, it's also my wallet. So I usually carry it just like this in my purse. And as you can see, it's just a super duper tight fit. So I did order, when Maria opened up orders last, I did order a custom that is going to fit both of these books beautifully. But for now, I'm just going to go ahead and take my journal out just so I have more room here. So as you can see, she's getting pretty chunky. I do use quite a few stickers and sticky notes as well. I started using this in February. I didn't do anything here with my year at a glance kind of thing. I've got all of my months filled out. These are usually the go-to places for me when I set up any appointments. I always refer to my monthly spreads first. So I've got those filled out already through the whole year, and as you can see, it's a lot of changing plans, a lot of, you know, things written down, scratched out. It's definitely not a pretty planner for me. This is just pure function for me. And so here are my months, and then I didn't do too much with these months here because I'll show you at the end. I actually did a future log in the back. And then, like I said, I didn't do anything really for all of December. I did, however, back plan some of my January because I kind of wanted to get used to the layout. And then I actually started this planner in February. And so you'll see kind of in my early days, I did kind of play around with my layout, and I played around with sectioning out my times and trying to figure out exactly what I wanted where. And this was also back in the day when my kids were both doing remote school, so we had a lot of appointments during the day. And then for the most part, it is pretty much just pen and paper. I usually start my week just like this, and if I feel inclined to do so, I'll go back at the end and I'll add a couple of stickers here and there, room permitted. But for the most part, it's just a really simple, functional layout for me. And I always do add washi at the bottom, mainly just because I can't read Japanese. I know there are definitely people out there that doesn't bother, but I just prefer having a little pop of color at the bottom instead of having stuff that I don't know what it says. And then we're in July now, so you can see I have sticky notes everywhere. So this is actually the Bujo Planner order that I did. I had to custom measure everything that I wanted because I was making it for 2 books. And then I've always got little sticky notes in here about things that I need to be doing as well. And so you can see I've kind of found my groove with all of my layouts. This is the week that we're on right now. And so I know that this is definitely working for me. So we have the rest of the year here. And then I'll very, very quickly go through my notes pages as well. So At the beginning, I tried to keep up with my little list here, but honestly, I didn't really care too much about it. So I've got my books to read, a running list of things that we need to purchase. I kept extra spaces because didn't know how much it would be. We did take a summer trip for national parks, and so I've got all of that information. I've got, I'm not going to show it because I don't know if there's any addresses or anything on there, but I've got on this page here the summer activities that my kids did, a bucket list for the summer, online orders. I have not been very good about tracking our favorite family meals because I do get pretty burnt out when I do meal planning. My chores list for weekly, quarterly, seasonally, and my monthly tracker for chores, interview companies, and here's my future log. So I basically started in April because the monthly ends in May. So I started in April and I've got all of my future logging throughout all of 2022 in here. And then I have self-care ideas. So the back pages is where I kind of get really creative, and obviously you can see I get really sticker happy. And then I have a best self list. I've already started laying out all of my Christmas ideas for this year. This is my 2022 planner ideas. As you can see, I literally want to use all the things, but we'll see what happens with that. And then I've reserved these 2 pages for a fall bucket list. And then I have 44 to 95, so about 50 pages unused. And then this is where I started my weekly memory keeping type of spreads. And so I basically have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And so I have this exact same spread in every single week. And I like to be able to keep all of my kind of memories back here of things that happened, fun things that the kids did, places that we went, because I like the idea of having my Hobonichi Weeks as my archivable, that's a really hard word for me to say, book. And so I'll be able to refer to this because everything is in it at once. And so some days you see I add stickers, but again, this is one of those things where I go in with pen and I write everything down. And if I feel inclined at the end of the week, I will add stickers. I'm not very good at, I don't know what happened there. I'm not very good at decorating before because I'm always really worried that I'll over decorate and I won't have the room to write what I want to write. I don't know if that's a problem with anybody else, but I know a lot of people decorate first just so they don't have to worry about it later at the end. And so here's all of my memory keeping, and then I've got enough pages in the back to finish out the whole year. So it ends here. So that is my Hobonichi Weeks. And then we'll go ahead and move to my A6. This is the English version. I was really good with this for a really long time. This again was one of those things where it was just pen only, very, very little stickers. And I actually really liked this planner for a long time. So this one I actually didn't get until, oh gosh, let me see. Yeah, I think it was March is when I got this planner, because I had realized that since I was doing the memory keeping in here, hindsight, I should have done my daily to-do list in the back instead of my memory keeping, because I didn't have enough room on my weekly spread. So lesson learned, and I'll go over what I'm going to be ordering on launch tonight for me. And so I basically just used these as needed for those days that I needed that hourly timeline. And then, like I said, I haven't really used this very much because I ended up moving to the Passion Planner A5 journal for my daily spreads. And the biggest reason is I like the size of this planner better because I like the portability of it. It's smaller, it's really lightweight, it's super easy to carry around. But I hated the fact that my timelines ended essentially at 6. Yes, I know I could have made them go longer. I actually tried that one day. And I know that I have the day in here, and I will find the day. I did try that one day, and I honestly didn't like the way it looked. Oh goodness, where is it? Oh, here. So I did try a 24-hour timeline here, and I didn't like the way it looked because I felt like everything was just so much more squashed. And so I liked the space of the essentially 12-hour timeline, but I hated that it ended at 6. Because as you can see, we have activities after school, and sometimes those go as late as 8 p.m. And I liked time blocking. And so I ended up moving to the Passion Planner A5 for a bullet journal for my daily spreads. I've done videos on that here in my YouTube as well, so feel free to search for those. But this was basically my nitty gritty when I needed to do a lot of things. And here you can see we had 4 Zooms that day for school. And so this was a very, very useful planner as well. The cover I have is from Sojourner, and this was one of the limited leathers. And then my last planner is my cousin. I've done videos also on this one. I've had a love-hate relationship with my cousin. So at the very beginning of January, I told myself that this was it. This was going to be my main squeeze. This was going to be the only planner that I used. It had everything I needed. It had monthly, it had weekly, it had daily. Oh man, I really struggled with trying to find, I guess, my peace with it. And so the biggest issue I had is I actually loved the timeline. I absolutely loved the 24-hour. I played with a lot of the layouts at first because I'd never used this planner before. And then I ended up coming up with this sort of layout here that I blocked this off for my daily to-do list. And I utilized that for quite a while, and I really liked it. This was actually one of my favorite spreads right here because I liked being able to have daily specific tasks written on those exact days. Now, the problem that I ran into here was I felt like I was doing the exact same thing on my timeline here. And I thought, well, that's completely repetitive. That's not needed. It doesn't work for me. Then I decided to start journaling in it. And then, because I am me and I overcomplicate things, I was like, well, this feels weird because I feel like it's functional. It's a to-do list, but it's also a memory keeper and a journal. So I really didn't know how to use it very well. And then I started doing memory keeping in it. And then I went back to functional. And then I was all over the place with this because honestly, I think that it was just, I felt really weird having functional and memory keeping in the same planner. And so I actually quit using it, but then I ended up doing the exact same thing with my weeks. So I have no reason for a lot of that. But I still do go back to this on occasion, and I still do love being able to get really creative, and I've been pretty much keeping up with the weekly spreads. It's the daily spreads that I've been really having a hard time with. And so like I said, I've been consistent with most of the weeks. And then once I get into the daily, I'll probably flip through really quick of the daily just because there's so much here. And then this is the week that we're on right now. And so I'll do this at the end of the week. And so I've got my weekly memory keeping in here. And then, like I said, my beginnings of the planner here, like I just started adding a bunch of stuff to it, and I just really started to get kind of creative. I've got a lot of stuff covered because I have pictures and personal information because it was a journal as well. And so once I kind of came to terms with this is just going to be a memory keeper, I really went all out and I added so much stuff. I absolutely loved sitting down at the end of every single night and just adding all of the cards that I got, writing about the day that we had as a family. And this was for a very, very, very long time. This is exactly what my soul needed. Come May, so we're in March right now. Come May, I just had a lot of shifts in my personal life, and I just didn't really feel, I don't know the right words for it. I just didn't really feel the calling to get creative and play with stickers and to write about my day. So I did a lot more of the processing journaling instead of the daily recap journaling, which I've done in here. And so come May, you'll probably see that most of my daily spreads have been really sporadic. I've been super hit or miss with my daily spreads in here. And then, oh, this is the day I got my Sojourner covers. And so we've got our family vacation is coming up here in just a little bit, or it was before, I don't even remember. Okay, so we're in May right now. I don't even know when I quit doing this, but you can see that my handwriting got a lot bigger. Things just changed. Oh, here's my vacations. So things just changed. This is right around the time where I just really didn't feel the need for being decorative. At the time in my life, it just took up too much time for me in the evening. And so I just kind of started jotting down basic stuff. And then at some point here pretty quick, I just kind of quit. I just quit doing the decorative journaling, and that's when I started using my Stalogy for all of my processing journaling. I am going to start backtracking using my weeks, the memory keeper back here, and I'm going to start putting it in here because again, I do want a lot more detailed journaling in one area. And so, oh, this is when my daughter started to do watercoloring. So she did all of these for me. She had so much fun with that. That would be her as well. So here, you know, I started decorating again, and I was like, oh, I'll just go back and I'll go ahead and add a couple things here and there. And some days I did, and some days I didn't. And I'll be honest, blank pages don't really bother me because it just signifies a time in my life when I just didn't have the energy to do it. And I'm totally okay with that. I know a lot of people really don't care for blank pages. I've just never been one of those people that it seems really to bother me very much. All right, and this is it. This is where I stopped. And so everything else is blank. We had the beginning of school, and then I've got several weeks in here where it is completely blank. But tell me that that is not satisfying. This is so satisfying to me to see a memory keeper, super chunky and very well loved and very well lived in. So those are the Hobonichis that I have right now. So let's discuss what I am ordering tonight. I will not be getting another cousin. I am going to be getting another Hobonichi Weeks Mega. This is going to be in 2022. It will also be my everyday carry and my wallet, just like it is now. I am also going to get the A6 Day Free. So MakseLife is another company that I use, and I use their planners for their goal system, and they are coming out with daily planners that is your daily, your weekly, your monthly, and your goal setting all in one planner. Now, because it's got so much of that, it's going to be 3 months per planner, very similar to Passion Planner. With that being said, I know that I'm going to use their daily, but I also really need to carry with me or to have a whole year at a glance in one book. So I've got my Hobonichi Weeks that I'm going to be using as my everyday carry. This is going to also be my full year at a glance when I'm using my daily for MakseLife. But I also really, really have a deep desire to order the Day Free A6. I've never ordered the Day Free A6, but from what I understand is it's about half the size of this, and it only has month pages and blank pages at the end. And so I think I'm going to order that, and I'm going to use that for my monthly and then my future log as well. And I am unsure on whether I'm going to be ordering another A6, either the planner, which is this one, the English, or the original, which is the Japanese version. So I don't think I'll be ordering another one of these. So tonight I'll be getting the Weeks Mega, I'll be getting the A6 Day Free, and then the Weeks Mega, I'm going to order the new clear cover that they released. It's going to be the one with all the flowers on it. And then I am hoping to get my custom cover so I can have both of my books in here at once. And then I also have my eyes on their new notebooks. I don't know if I need that many books, but I always could use extra journals. They have the new notebook in the A6 and in the A5. There's a good chance I'll be snagging both of those as well. So when I get my order in, I'll be sure to come back on here and unpack it with everybody and give everybody my initial thoughts on the order as well. And I'm very excited. This is the first time I'll be ordering from the Hobonichi website on launch day. And so I'm excited to see everything when it comes in. All right, now I got all my planners back in line. So if you have any questions, please feel free to just drop me some questions down below. I love talking about planners, especially Hobonichis. I've recently found that I'm completely obsessed with the Tomo River paper. I absolutely love the way it sounds, the way it feels, and it just makes my heart so very happy. So again, I will update you guys when I get my order in, and then I will come on here and I'll unpack everything. And I'm sure later down the road, I'll go ahead and do some setup videos as well, especially my Weeks Mega, because I'm going to do all of my trackers in there again as well. So please reach out. Let me know if you have any questions, and let me know if you're going to be ordering on launch day, which again for US is today, and then Japan and other places is tomorrow as well. So let me know what you guys are planning on getting so I can celebrate with you and gush in all of the beautiful planner news. And thank you so much for watching, and I hope that you enjoy the rest of your day.